Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma and today I'm doing everything I made in 2025. There's a lot, and also I know I'm a couple weeks late, but whatever. The point is, I wasn't even in town until the 8th where most of my stuff is, and I'm filming this today and it's gonna go up on Sunday. So we're a little behind, but I'm giving you guys time to watch everyone else's so you can watch mine, basically. I crocheted a lot last year. I have almost 60 items here. Not here, actually. We're gonna get into this. I gifted like 15 things, so I don't actually have 16 physical items to show you. 16? 60. But I'm gonna show you everything that I have. I'm not trying anything on because I will be here for literally hours and I don't have that today. So I'm gonna hold up everything for you that I have. And whatever I don't have, I will attempt to put a picture in. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of everything, but we'll see. Hopefully I can show you everything in full. That being said, we got a lot to get into. I'm gonna go by categories, not order, because my memory is about as good as a goldfish and I don't want to spend this whole time trying to recorrect myself on when I made something. So I'm gonna go by category. And I think that'll also help me keep organized because literally my bed is covered in the stuff I made. Also, I'm standing today. Usually I film on my bed, but it's covered in stuff. So yeah, that being said, welcome to the video. I wanted to start off with some stats. There's about 2 stats, but it's more organized than I think I've ever tried to be, so I thought I would tell you. So first off, 58 finished objects, I think. If I forgot something, that's kind of annoying, but from what I can remember and all of the pictures and posts that I have, pretty sure there's 58 objects. Of those 58, 18 were tops or sweaters, 9 of them were warm accessories, 7 total socks, 3 pairs and 1 sock, 3 blankets and 4 pillows, 11 tapestries, 15 gifts, and 4 other like little, they're accessories, but they're not like scarves and hats. They're other little things. Yeah, that's the other stat was that there's 15 gifts, which is kind of crazy. I'm so giving. Wow. Anyways, let's just get into, I think probably the blankets and pillows first because there's the least of them. I thought I was done. I'm not. A couple more things. I apologize for the glare of my glasses. The window has the best natural light and I'm trying to wear my glasses more this year, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm so sorry. Second thing I'm wearing, also made this last summer. This is Hobby Cotton Silk. They call it like patterned, I think. I think either this color or the patterned version of Cotton Silk is discontinued because I got this on sale and I have not seen it on the website anymore. But Cotton Silk itself from Hobby, I actually kind of love. I have some more in a brown and I want to buy more to make an, I don't know, because it's really nice. So yeah, I just did like the granny square like hexagon, and then I added a little bit of like neck shaping on the front halves, I guess. Yeah, because like you fold it in half, whatever. The point is I added some neck shaping and then I did some decreases on the sleeves and then just single crochet around all the borders, and I really like this. The first blanket that I finished I actually don't have with me. It's my 2024 temperature blanket. Pretty much ever since I've started making temperature blankets, I don't finish it by the 31st, obviously, because you either have to spend time putting it all together or I should say, doing the border. So last year I didn't do a border on mine because I actually, need to be super honest, hate my 2024 temperature blanket. I just think it's ugly and I made mistakes and I don't like it. So I left that at home because I went back to Texas last winter break. So in January I was still in Texas and I finished up my 2024 blanket, took a picture and left it there because I just don't like it. And it's also like not even hardly a blanket. It's like quite small. So I'll insert a picture. It's the same picture that's on my Instagram and the only picture I have of it because I don't like it. Anyways, not to start off the year as a hater, but it's just not my best work. And I learned from that. That being said, the second blanket I finished in 2024, I love much more. So I made this blanket over the summer. This is my Joann's closing sale blanket, basically. I got, when Joann's like announced they were closing and all this stuff started going on sale, I was obviously here back at school. And there is a Joann's, or was a Joann's, near like one of the places that the school offers transportation to the Target. They take people to Target, whatever. The point is, I think I got 2 Joann's trips in before they closed, and then I went back home to Texas in May and got 1 more Joann's trip in. But on the first trip, I got maybe like 10 of these. I don't really remember. It was the Big Twist Living. I don't remember the name, but I'm pretty sure you can get it. Not I'm pretty sure. You absolutely can get Big Twist Living online. I've seen it, and I'm pretty sure this color too. So I splurged. I broke the yarn because I lost also like the first half of 2025. I was supposed to be on a yarn ban, and then I stopped that. So anyways, yeah, these are just regular granny squares, and then I also got the white while I was at Joann's. They had a lot of Big Twist Living. I got a ton of, I wish I had gotten more of this honestly, because it's kind of like small. It's 4x5 squares, and I honestly would have preferred like a 5x6, but it's a good like throw like couch though, and it's 100% acrylic, so it's like kind of heavy and like soft, very soft. Actually, I love Big Twist Living. It's very soft. But yeah, and then I just did the like join as you go. Every single thing, every blanket that is granny square I've made in the past, like, actually, is it, I think every granny square blanket I've made, I've done this method. So I will put it in the description because it's on YouTube and I love it and it's very helpful and I've memorized it now. But yeah, and then I just did little scallops around the edge and called it a day. And because we're in central New York, I was working on this in May and then like used it. Like it was cold until like June, mid-June-ish. It was like rainy and cold like all of May last year, so I actually could use a blanket. We're gonna jump into pillows real quick because I made 3 of them. The first one I made was this moss stitch pillow. It's a pillow form, and I just made a long rectangle of moss stitch and then like single crocheted around the rectangle and then sewed it together around the pillow. I had this Lion Brand Woolies and similar yarns, but mostly woolies in stash, and I really wanted to go through it all, so I did. This pillow has worn pretty well. It's mostly like decoration on my bed, but I do like lean on it sometimes. Because of the type of yarn it is, it's got some like fuzz that it didn't like start with, but it's nothing crazy. I have not washed these yet, so I don't know how that will go. I'd probably just throw it like on a delicate because this like fluffy acrylic stuff, and Woolies does have a little bit of wool, but like not a lot. So yeah, I finished this while watching TV over the summer, and then with what was left of the yarn from that, I made this pillow. I made these, the original vision was for granny squares, but it was weirdly like hard to make the granny squares work with this thick of a yarn. I don't really know how to explain it. This took a lot of trial and error, and I honestly like was actually getting annoyed by it. So there's that. I love how it looks now, but it was quite a process. It also doesn't quite fit the pillow form as well as the other one did. And then I didn't have enough yarn to do granny squares on the other side, so I did just some random double crochet stripes. I like it. I think it's great. A great stash buster. Whoa. Stash buster. And I got through. I do have some this yarn left over, but it's getting donated. Like I used as much as I could. And yeah, I really like these. They sit on my bed all the time. As I was gonna use this yarn for my Halloween costume, and then didn't. And then I made this pillow instead. And I actually really love this pillow. Spirals is one of those things that I have seen on Pinterest like as long as I've been crocheting, and it just took me until 2025 to actually do something with it. I still kind of want to make a spiral sweater. I don't know if I will, but this did scratch this like years long itch I had to crochet spirals. It's actually pretty easy, and I love the greens. And I do still have more of the dark green, but I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. But yeah, just a cute little round pillow. I just wanted something else to go on my bed and use up this yarn since I wasn't going to use it for Halloween. This last blanket that I made in 2025, truly one of my favorite things I've ever made. I have always, like, I can't quilt, and I don't think I'm ever going to learn how to quilt, and this gives me the same like kind of vibe of like grandma, like old vintagey like home stuff. It's got that homey feeling. It's also huge, so I'm not gonna unfold it. It covers like my entire, goes over the edge of my full-size bed, so I want to say it's more like a queen size blanket. It's just plain granny squares. I knew I wanted this kind of blanket and also needed something like simple to do over the summer, I guess. And so I bought this yarn, and then I had to actually buy double the amount because I was like fooling myself. I bought the yarn and then it was not enough for how big of a blanket I knew I wanted. So I had to double the amount basically. And yeah, it's got, I can't show this. Okay, it's got blue, 2 pinks, green, where is it? 2 greens actually, and brown. I will insert pictures of this blanket on my bed because it's beautiful and stunning. And it actually took, I ran out of cream because I connected it with the cream, but then I ran out of the cream twice doing the border. For the border, I literally just did rows of double crochet, but I really like how simple it is. And this blanket is gonna get passed down generations. I will haunt someone if they try to donate this blanket. Like, I think this is gonna be like my blanket forever. I love it so much. And it also just really like makes my room so colorful and like cozy feeling. So yeah, love my blanket so much. That's all I have to say about that. I have my 2025 temperature blanket done now, but it was not finished in 2025, so you're gonna have to wait till the podcast to see the finished project. But just know I love my 2025 temperature blanket eons more than my 2024 one. We already discussed this sweater was made last summer. Great. This next thing was actually a remake. I originally made this tank top for the first time in 2024, and it was too small, like simply too small. Looking at it now, it also looks really cropped, but when I have it on, it's fine. I might lengthen this even more, to be honest. Oh, I can't. It was worked from the bottom. Okay, just kidding. This is, I'm blanking on the title. Racing Summer Tank or something, from Evelyn and Peter. This was, the first time I made it because it had like the racer back, like meet in the middle back. And then the second time when I remade it, I got rid of that because I didn't care for it. This is made in Lion Brand Kobu, which is one of, if not my favorite summer fiber. Oh no, it's not. It's a little cropped. Okay. Anyways, the first time I made it, it was too small, so I finally got the nerve to take it all apart and remake it wider. And I'm really happy with my choice. I wore it to a Bob Dylan concert last summer, and it was great. It was really, really, really hot, and I would say I got through the concert, but I would have like rather have worn it on like an 80-degree day. It was like in the mid 90s, I think. It was like very warm. And this is just because it's a DK weight. It's just a bit heavier than this, like, because Lion Brand Kobu is cotton and bamboo. So I think a cotton and bamboo, like fingering and sport, would have been perfect for that day. But because this is a DK weight yarn, it was a little heavy. That being said, I love this. It was a remake. It was great. Okay, I guess actually we're going to go through mostly like the summer stuff first because it's towards the top of this pile. This little vest that I made very quickly is made with Queen's Anne Collection recycled tweed. This was so easy to do. I literally just like started with this treble crochet mesh stitch and like did some decreases, blah blah blah, did some shaping. This is really great over just like a little t-shirt. Like, it really adds something to it. I want to make this in other colors. I just never got around to it, but I really like this for like spring, fall, when it's still like kind of warm. Now I will say, in the summer, again, if it's super super hot, this actually was not the vibe because it has wool in it. It's like a bunch of things in it, but it had a tiny bit of wool, and just that extra layer is just like not what you want to be wearing. But I will say, summer evenings, spring, fall, all perfect little thing just to throw over a t-shirt, which I did do multiple times. Yeah, this next thing, over the summer I made the Francesca top as a pattern test for Cosmati. This was my first pattern test. I've only done 2, but this was my first one. I just kind of like, not instinctually, I impulsively applied and then got accepted. So then I immediately ordered the yarn, which was one of the recommended ones was Hobby Cotton Friends print. What the hell is it called? You know what I mean. Yeah, this tank top unfortunately started my fingering weight. Oh, I can actually do this. It's so nice on. The pattern was so well written. I love this tank top so much, and I have a bunch of extra yarn, so I'm gonna try to make matching shorts. But yeah, it's all like moss stitch, the shaping all around the back, and everything about this tank top was so great. And I do want to make this in another color. I just don't really know what other color. But yeah, this one I will say I can wear on a hot day. Like, I really did like this tank top. I think I got lazy, so this actually could be longer if I want to wear low-waisted bottoms, but my shorts are like pretty mid-rise, high-waisted, so it actually worked fine. But like, if I wear it with any of my low-rise jeans, it is a little bit weird. But yeah, I cannot say better things about this yarn, tank top pattern, anything. Really love this one. This is another one of, I would say like my crocheting magnum opus, white whale, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I love this tank top so much. Over the summer, I had all of these bamboo, like, actually, let's just look for a sec. Let's just look at this tank top. Yeah. So I had all of this bamboo yarn that I knew I was gonna put together to make a tank top like this at some point. And this summer, I finally was like, I need to do this. What I did is I started with a triangle. I started with the 2 triangles, and then I made this really, really, really boring back panel. I didn't want to waste, because I did this like the second thing I did. I did not want to run out of any of these colors because I didn't know how much I would use. And this was obviously my least favorite color. So I did the very boring all single crochet rows in this cream color because I wanted to be able to cover my bra basically. So I wanted that part to just be like blank, covered, whatever. And then from there, I sewed that to each side and then started just working these rows in the round. I kind of sort of was like looking at my inspiration pictures. I kind of was just like picking random stitches, what I thought would like look good one after another. The colors killed me because I'm so bad at picking colors, and I really wanted this to look good. So it took a while to like make each decision. And then I knew I wanted this kind of like peplum-y look, so I did add some increases around this area so that it would like flare out, and then obviously the scallops on the bottom. I love this tank top so much. I feel like, oh, also then what I had to do last was I went back and added these 2 blue rows because I made the 2 triangles obviously to fit me, but then once I had like put it on, it was like way too open. So I sewed up this part. I hope you can see that. I sewed up the middle and then added the 2 just to give myself a little more coverage, and I think it really worked well. And then obviously the straps are just boring plain straps. Made them kind of thick. I didn't want them too thin, and it took a lot of work, but I'm really proud of it. And I didn't think I was this proud of it until I started talking, but I do really like this. I wore it multiple times over the summer because it's bamboo, and I think this was like mostly weight 2 and 3. There's a couple different yarns in here. It's a little heavy because of all these stitches. The heaviness doesn't feel quite the same as like the Kobu tank, and I did enjoy wearing this a lot, and I think I could continue to wear it. Oh, not I will continue to wear it a lot. But yeah, that was my little bamboo tank. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is like my summer sweaters. I don't think this is like a brand new idea, but I started saying it and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what this is. Just cotton sweaters. That's all it is. This first one is not a top, not a sweater, but it is cotton. This used to be a short-sleeved like t-shirt that I actually made last spring. Sorry, I started this in like March or April 2025, and then over the summer I wore it as a short sleeve, and then I realized that it was too thick of a yarn for me to wear it as a short sleeve on a day. Like, it was too heavy for like what a short cotton shirt would be. I was also in Texas, so it was just like really hot. Anyways, the point is I then went back in the fall and added sleeves so that it could be more like a long sleeve, and then it was actually going to keep me a little warm, and it's much better for fall, and I love it. And this is a raglan. I just made it with like raglan increases, and it's Queensland coastal cotton. Love this yarn. I wish I had more of it. But yeah, that's my little speckled top. She's great for the fall. And then I did this. This one is all just like granny squares. obviously granny stitch. I started this at the Bob Dylan concert. I knew it was like a festival, so there was like two groups before Bob Dylan, and then Willie Nelson was after him. So it was a great night, but I was not gonna just like sit there for hours. So I brought this. I got like maybe 3 squares done, not even. And then I put all the squares together and it was so big and I had to take off multiple rows. And that was really annoying. And then I went and did the sleeves. And yeah, this is a super wide neck, so it kind of like hangs off the shoulder. I've seen so many of these kinds of sweaters, but I knew I wanted a cotton version. I now kind of want an acrylic version, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. I love this. It's a weight 3 cotton. It's the KNC, KNC Essential Cotton. Also from Joann's closing sale. This is the one I got when I went to the Joann's that I used to work at in Texas. I picked up all of this yarn actually from there, or maybe not all of it. I don't remember, but all of this yarn was picked up from one or multiple Joann's closing sales, and I really like it. One is, oh my god, this one was so many months I was thinking about this before I finally like finished it. This is my Radiohead sweater. This is like another one of these like, I can't believe I made this. This is with the same KNC cotton. This white is from Hobby Lobby, but it's like the I love this cotton. It's the same idea. It's all double crochets, tapestry crochet. Is that what it's called, or is it just color work? I don't really know. But yeah, from the Radiohead song Let Down. One day I'm gonna grow rings, and then obviously I have wings in the back. I love this teal color on me. I love this song. It makes me very emotional, and a lot of thought and love went into this sweater. And I think I wore it like twice last winter. I also just don't leave my house much except for work and school. It's made with cotton yarn, but like I said, this cotton from Joann is, I think it says weight 3, but I think the Hobby Lobby one says weight 4, or maybe that's mixed up. So it's kind of like one of those in-between ones again. This is the ribbing I did. It's just like front and back post double crochet. But yeah, I love this one. It's very heavy because it's, you know, a lot of cotton is heavy, like, and it's not a weight 1 yarn, so it's heavy, which is great for the very cold winters we have here. So yeah, this one was done like last fall, or maybe like, no, I think it took me into the fall to do this. But yeah, I love this sweater. Kind of the polar opposite from my very heavy cotton sweater, I have my Wicked sweater, which is also another one of my favorite sweaters from last year. I love this one so much. It's pink and green stripes, and this is made using Hobby Cotton, Friends Cotton, or whatever the fuck it's called. This is the 8/4, the fingering weight version. I knew that it was finally time for me to tackle a fingering weight sweater, and I'm so glad I did. It's so comfortable. It's so perfect. I love cotton sweaters because I get really overheated indoors in the winter, so wearing like super warm sweaters is sometimes a lot for me. I love this sweater so much. I made it pretty quickly because I was like, I bought the yarn over the summer and then kind of just like put off making it, and then suddenly the movie was almost out and I was like, oh, I need my sweater to wear to see Wicked for good. So I made this. I just took it to France and I wore it a bunch there. I just love it so much. I did a different ribbing than that one. I did the like yarn over slip stitch ribbing, which I love so much because I think it literally looks like identical. Not I think, I know it looks like identical to knit because I have a store-made, like store-bought, thrifted knit sweater in like a green like this, and I'm telling you, the ribbing, the 2 cuffs look the same. I love this ribbing so much. I wish I had made the ribbing on the bottom and the sleeves longer. I was just getting lazy and I was a little bit worried about yarn, but I shouldn't have been. I have so much yarn left over. I like the length for the neck, but I wish I had made this longer, but I'm not going to redo it. What I do want to do is make another striped sweater. I really want to do brown and blue, so that'll probably happen this year. But I want to literally recreate this in brown and blue with longer ribbings. This one's surprisingly fast. Now I did use a 4mm hook, which it's like slightly gappy. It's like if you wear white under it, you can see the white, but if you wear like a dark color, it kind of blends in. I don't know though if I'm dedicated enough to go down a hook size to make this less gappy, because the like drape of it now is so good. So I don't know. Yeah, Wicked sweater, so obsessed. We'll be making similar ones. I also want to make a cardigan, like a striped cardigan with this yarn. We'll see if that happens. The other thing I made last fall is the Melita cardigan, which is the second pattern test I did last year, and I used Noro Hanui something, I don't know. I had this yarn since 2022 and I finally used it. Maybe 23? No, I think it was the fall of 22. Unless I'm sorry, no. It was the fall of 23. I'm making stuff up. I loved this pattern. It was very well written again. Got me back into the slip stitch ribbing. It blocked out wonderfully. This wool blocked out a lot. It's oversized. It's adorable. I use these these apple buttons that I've had for a while, and I'm so obsessed with them. I have so many more, but like on this cardigan, it's just like so cute. It's kind of hard to see, but actually it might not be. It seems so dark in my room, but I know that the lighting is fine. This collar, yeah. I also took this to France, and it was great because it was cold. So yeah, I really love this one. It's like the sizing is like perfect. I want to say I made an extra large. I tested the extra large. I added length to the sleeves, and I really didn't need to, but they just seemed so short, and I like long sleeves, and they seemed short, and then they blocked quite a bit. But I think it's fine because it's still like very comfy cozy, so I'm not really like upset about it. They're just like definitely like they go to my hands like very much. But yeah, it didn't use moss stitched. It used some other version of single crochets that I can't quite remember right now. But yeah, Melita cardigan, very, very wonderful, beautiful piece. We're gonna backtrack now into like last winter. It's like last January-ish. I don't remember what I did first. This is the thing that I was saying I don't like know if I love for sure. This is a vest that I made, and I don't dislike it. It's just kind of boxy. I was gifted this yarn. It's like old Lion Brand Homespun, I think it's called. It's fine. I just wish I had like made this a tiny bit like smaller, because when I wear it, it kind of like pokes out a little weird. It's a little bit stiff because I'm a tight crocheter, and I did not use a big enough hook with this yarn, because I think it's like a bulky like weight 5. Like it's definitely bigger than a worsted weight. And I think I only used like a 5.5 or 6 millimeter hook, when I definitely could have like gone up just so it would be looser. I steamed it, but it's still like, it's kind of like has to be the right vibe. And then I made this cute little bow. So yeah, this is my only questionable piece, but I really like the blue. So I haven't even like debated getting rid of it because I really like the blue. But yeah, that's a vest. I also just like don't wear vests that much. So that's another part of it. Another one of my favorites. This is what I mean. Like this is a heavy sweater. This is my pocket sweater. I say because I put a little pocket on it. I saw a green sweater on Pinterest that had a little pocket in the front. Oh, it's over this side. Had a little pocket in the front for seemingly no reason. I thought it was so hilarious. I knew I needed to make one at some point. This is using Big Twist Prism in Tiger's Eye. Can't get it anymore. It was discontinued even before Joann's went out of business. I made this in panels, and then I sewed it together and added the ribbing. This is again the front and back post double crochet ribbing. Was really my go-to last year before I kind of switched. This one's very heavy because I think was a worsted weight, and I made it like kind of dense. So when it's very, very cold, I wear this. Or if I can't wear this to work anymore because it's just too hot. But yeah, if it's very, very cold, this is like so good in the snow because it's 100% acrylic. So it like keeps you warm, but it's also super soft, which I love. So yeah, this one makes me feel like a teddy bear in like the best way. I love it. Also last winter, I was in the depths of the snowy, icy winter, and I went to Michael's and bought this yarn, and it's so good. Look at this. This is using the African flower hexagon. I found it online, and then I just made the granny square hexies for the 2 sides. Did the same old front and back post double crochet. And yeah, this one was great. I have wanted a sweater with a color changing yarn like this for a while, and then again, like I said, my school does this thing called a grocery bus where they literally bus people to different stores, and I think it was a Trader Joe's. Yeah, it was Trader Joe's, where there's a Michael's across the street, and I went to Trader Joe's and Michael's. I walked my ass across the street and bought yarn that I shouldn't have, but I have no regrets because this is such a good sweater. This next thing took way longer than it should have. I think I started this in March. I started this like early in the year, and it did not get done till like the end of summer, and that's crazy. This is the Shelly cardigan. I made it in Lion Brand Superwash Merino something. I'm pretty sure it's just called like Superwash Merino. I actually really love the yarn. It's a little bit pricey, but I bought most of it when I still had a Joann's discount, employee discount. Shelly cardigan by Remakes, I believe. I kind of fucked up the sizing on this cardigan, and I kind of want to remake it, but I feel like if I take it apart, I might not ever get around to remaking it. So basically I can only wear this with high-waisted pants because it's just very cropped. It's like too wide and quite cropped, and I have a little bit of yarn left over, and in theory I could add length, but then I would have to undo the button band and the bottom rows, and I don't want to do that. So it's just a little cropped, which I have to like come to terms with because I don't really like cropped sweaters, but it's a great sweater construction pattern. I also am obsessed with the buttons I used. So yeah, this is my Shelly cardigan. It works really great actually for my student teaching placements because my black slacks are very high-waisted. So when I wear this with it, it looks fine. I just don't wear high-waisted pants that much anymore. I only like my high-waisted pants are kind of like all my work pants, my teaching pants. This is the second to last clothing item, finally. The last clothing item is actually the last clothing item that I made in 2025, and I made this literally like I finished it like the day before going to France. This is my little peplum top. I've had this yarn in stash forever. It's Lion Brand Little Bit of Everything, which I got on clearance at Joann's years ago when I was still working there. It's very like thick and like fuzzy, like I think it was like a worsted weight. Wow, my hair. Worsted weight, maybe bulky, and it's got little flecks of different colors and stuff because it's made out of a bunch of different things. And I had been seeing these like raglan style like little peplum tops, and I thought they're adorable. And also I really wanted to make something that had like all the buttons because that was like kind of trendy towards the end of the year, and I guess it's still trendy now. But yeah, all these buttons. I wanted something in this style, like that's really it. And I had this yarn, and I knew it wasn't enough for a sweater, and I didn't really want like anything gappy or granny stitch. I wanted to switch things up. So this is raglan moss stitch, and then I just did enough raglan increases to give myself little cap sleeves. I definitely did a couple stitches under the arms, not that many, because I wanted it to be fitted. That was my problem with the speckle top, is that I put stitches under the arms, but it made it too big. So I wanted this to be fitted, and it's arguably almost too small, but that's why these buttons come in handy. I added with the button band like this. It was like this short, like it was like not fitting, but I was like, okay, well I can add a button band, and that's exactly what I did, and I think it fits wonderfully. I also took this to France and loved wearing it. It was like very like funky vibes. The outfit that I made was like very funky, but I loved it. And my sister said it was very elementary school teacher, which is her way of saying she would never wear the outfit. But it was funky enough for children, which I'm okay with. But yeah, that's the last clothing piece I made in 2025. This next section, we're gonna kind of rapid fire and also go off my list because these are all the things I gifted this year, and I don't have any of them with me except for one thing. I think that's literally it. So, because it's my sister's, and I took it from her room just now to film this, but we'll get to that last. One of the first things I made in 2025 was a beanie for my friend Abby. Love her to death. I had made beanies for 2 other friends before winter break, and then I just was like, okay, Abby needs one. So then I made one for her over winter break, finished it in January, brought it back, blah, blah, blah. Second thing I made was for my other friend Eli. We were talking about crocheting or something in class, and I like brought up like I can make crochet things, and then like I think I was like, oh, go on Pinterest, like I'll make something if you find it. And he wanted like one of those like balloon dogs, and I had been wanting to make that low-key for ages, so I was like, I will absolutely make you a balloon dog. And so I did, and I gave it to him, and I don't have a picture. I mean, I don't have it with me. And then I made a tapestry over the summer, and I wanted it for my wall, and then I posted a picture on Instagram, and my mom was like, you need to give this to me. I made a tapestry for This Land Is Your Land. Yeah, my mom loves that song. And then she texted me, and my dad texted me, was like, you need to give that to your mother, like that, like she was gonna love that. And I was like, okay. So I sent it to her, but I have the picture of me with it. I made it like in time for 4th of July, which just like felt very fitting. And then yeah, sent that away. I made a tapestry for my sister. It's in her room, so I'll insert a picture. I made a fish tapestry. I was on tapestry grind last summer, and I told my sister I'd make her one. The thing that I have with me is this poncho. She wanted a poncho. She wore this to the Bob Dylan concert. It's very nice. It's using Hobby Seashell, which is like a cotton, linen, something blend. It's a very thin yarn, but like, wow, look how this looks. I would love to use this stitch for a top or something. It just kind of took a long time, and I'm really lazy. And this yarn was not my favorite to work with because it's just so thin. I know, like I just said all that stuff about the cotton sweater, but like this felt even thinner and like fiddlier, and it might have just been this stitch was very fiddly. But I do love it, and so I kind of like want to make it like with a DK weight yarn and see what I can do. But yeah, this one was great, and I was also down to the wire because I procrastinated it, and like we had to go to this concert, so yeah. Then I also made my sister a little like mesh top to wear for a football game, and I could not find that in my room, so I will insert the picture she took with the top because, oh my god. Because yeah, I don't know where it is. Just before winter break, I helped my friend Molly with some Christmas presents. I taught her how to crochet in the fall, and then she was like, I want to make sweaters for me and my boyfriend to match for Christmas. I said, girl, we have 2 months. Let's go. So she made the panels, all the panels for her boyfriend's sweater, and then I put it together, did the ribbing, and added the letter because they wanted like the Weasley sweater like style, and then I made her whole sweater. I was like, don't worry about it. You're working on your boyfriend's, like I'll just make yours. It's fine. She also like bought the yarn and bought me a dinner a bunch of times, so don't worry. I like gifting things. Anyways, these are all the picture I have of the sweaters. They're not very good, but we were like finishing it. We were like down to the wire on these, so I don't have good pictures of them. And then, oh yeah, we're in my Christmas gift era right now. So I made 3 little apple jelly cats for 3 of my friends because we're all education majors, and I was fiending to make some jelly cat stuffed animals. So apples just really fit our little friend group. So they all got 3 of them got apple jelly cats. My other friend got a peanut butter jar jelly cat because she's obsessed with peanut butter. So made her jelly cat for that. And then what is that? 5th friend, I made him a football pillow with, I don't even think I have a picture of this actually. Made him a football pillow with the logo of his 2 favorite teams. Because he likes to watch football. So I was like, what the hell do you gift a guy? I don't know. So he got a pillow, and he liked it, so I don't care. And then my 6th friend, guys, I promise I do have like other friends and acquaintances, but these are like my close friends. The 6th gift I made was a Jeff Buckley tapestry. Actually, can we just appreciate this picture? Because, oh my god, this tapestry took, I think, like 4 years off of my life. It's my fault mostly because I procrastinated the fuck out of it. And I had like a holiday party, and the party started at 6. And let's just say the first guest had arrived, and I was attaching the tapestry. I was crocheting it onto the wooden dowel. Like, it was down to the wire. I loved the gift, so I actually don't care, but oh my god, years off my life. I think the entire week leading up to the party that I was giving my friends these gifts, I slept like 3 to 4 hours every single night, like Sunday through Thursday night, because it took so long. For context, because it was already December and I didn't make a December podcast, so I didn't talk about it much, but for context, all the tapestries you see behind me are made with worsted weight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. I love the tension. I'm good with that tension, and I think it looks great in tapestries. But I didn't want the tapestry to be too big, and it was like 80 stitches across. So it was going to end up being really, really big. So what did I do? I used worsted weight yarn because I was getting yarn from Hobby Lobby, and that they have the most colors in their like acrylic worsted weight. So I was using worsted weight yarn, but I was using a 3.25mm crochet hook to make it as tight as possible to shrink it down, and it worked. But oh my god, it was so tight, and it was 80 stitches by 80 rows. Is that a lie? No, not by 80 rows, by like 110, 105, 110. There was a lot of stitches. If anyone wants to do that math of 80 times 110 or whatever, 105, it was a lot of stitches, but it looked so good. I was like really stressing about the colors because it was just like weird color matches, and it's like the album cover is like a real person and the skin changes and the lighting. It was very stressful, but I think it looks great. I wish I still had it so I could like display it, but alas, it was a gift. And it was very well received, and it's fine that I don't have it anymore. I have one bad picture of it because, again, I was finishing it at 6 p.m. It was dark in my room. I had yellow lights. So yeah, anyways, that's all that. And then the last thing I made was actually a hungry caterpillar beanie for my roommate's Halloween costume. So that was actually super easy. Made that like the day before Halloween. And she loved it, and she still wears it because it's fucking freezing. But yeah, that was also super easy. But yeah, that's all 15 things that I gifted away this last year. We have made it to the final category. I have no idea how long I've been filming. Thank you for making it to this point, if you've made it to this point. This is small stuff, and there's not that many, and we're almost done, and I'm so excited. Guys, I've been talking for too long. Anyways, we're in the accessories category. Yay! Yeah, same story. Some of the stuff was made last winter, like January, February, March, and some of it was made over the summer, actually, and some of it was made as recently as 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's where we're going. First off, we're gonna start with something that, spoiler alert, is getting taken apart. Yeah, I hate to say it. Okay, hold on. Anyways, this is a granny square balaclava that I made, and it looks great. Not on. On me, it's not cute. It's like I ran out of this wool yarn, and I was like, oh well, I have cream acrylic, so that's fine. It's just too different. Like this part is so like drapey and nice and thin, and this part is very thick. And it just looks funky, and also this hole is like too small. It's like very tight on my face. I don't like it. So I'm gonna take this apart. It's fine. I literally wore it like once this past, like in December, to like make sure I didn't like it, and yeah, I don't like it. So it's fine. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, I did make this early last year. Also, I'm going to show you guys this scarf because I don't know if I finished it last December or last January, but it might have been last January, and I'm also taking it apart. This is my cable scarf that I actually really love. This cable was so hard to learn, but I really wanted to learn. But you can see it's kind of wonky. This whole like, if I had made it so like it just ended with these cables, like that would have been really nice. But it's just kind of wonky. I thought I wanted a really thick scarf, but it's actually like usually just too much for me. I kind of like a smaller scarf because then I don't get as overstimulated, basically. And also like it takes up so much space in my backpack, in my purses. Like this is a lot to like carry around. So I'm gonna take this apart. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the yarn. It's Lion Brand Woolies. And I love the idea of like a cream classic cable scarf, but my execution wasn't very good. So I'm taking it apart, but I think I finished this last January actually. So there's that. But a scarf that I also finished last January that I am actually like much happier with. It's quite long and a little bit bulky, but like not as bulky. I got this huge ball of boucle yarn at Spare Parts San Antonio. And wow, I made this scarf. It's like super cool color changing yarn. Really love it. I don't love how I didn't realize how long this black section would last, and all the rest of the scarf I literally like cut the black short because I was like, this is ridiculous. I wanted the colors. I have no idea what yarn it is. It's all just double crochet. The width is seriously like different in some spots because I'm actually really bad at crocheting with boucle yarn apparently, and I kept dropping stitches. But this one, even though it's long, it's like a lot thinner than the cable one. So like even as you can see it folding up, like it's much more compact and it's just as soft. It's actually softer than that one. So yeah, I really like this. It's like funky and colorful, but like very obviously muted and has a lot of black in it. Made this last January. Really love it. The scarf I made last year, my Moss Stitch wool scarf. This one is also, I had like wanted long scarves. Also last year was my first real winter, so I was very big on accessories. Yeah. Wool yarn from Temu. No, from Shein. I made a video about it. I actually really like the colors. It's a little bit scratchy, but overall pretty good. It's all Moss Stitch. It's color changing yarn, and I held 2 strands together. So if you can see, like the colors are changing, but also it's kind of marled because they would change at like slightly different rates. And then I ended up making it too short because I didn't know how much yarn would go through. So I actually just made basically like 2 halves and sewed it together. And then I did the border around to kind of pull it all together and use the last of the yarn. And yeah, it works pretty well. I took this to France as well and it kept me nice and warm. But yeah, as you can see, just going back to my problem with the cable scarf is it's so thick. I carry enough in my backpack as it is, but a scarf taking up like half of it was like really not doing it for me. And like this fit in my purse. Like see how much this folds down. So yeah, maybe my sign is just to make a cable scarf with a fingering weight yarn. That might have to be the lesson learned here. Okay, last scarf that I made was at the very end of the year while I was on the France trip, but we actually took a day trip to Germany and I did most of this on that trip, like on the train and stuff. This little skinny scarf using another yarn from Spare Parts San Antonio, actually. Love them. I got a lot of funky yarns from them. I made this skinny scarf. I'm obsessed with the colors and I had a little bit left over. So what did I make, you may ask? Matching fingerless gloves. I love this little set. I actually don't love the gloves that much. After I block them, if I still don't love them, I'm donating them. I love this scarf on its own. It does not need the gloves, but I did finish them both while I was traveling. And oh, not while I was traveling. Last year, I made these fingerless gloves, and I like these a lot more. As you can see, they're longer, they're thinner. They're using yarn from Temu, from the video I mentioned. I was testing out a wool cashmere blend and a like mohair kind of dupe. It was like all synthetic, but it like, actually it's right here. It's synthetic, but it has like that feel of mohair. I guess, yeah. I have extra because I didn't use much at all. But I really, really like these. Yeah, not much to say about them. I finished them last winter and they've held up pretty well. I guess you could say there's not even really pilling, but I've used them like quite a bit. Yeah, I really like them. Also, on my travels, I used, when Knitting for Olive did their Palestine fundraiser, I ordered cotton merino, but I also ordered a single ball of merino and mohair because I wanted to see what it felt like, and I didn't want to like buy a sweaters quantity. And I finally used it up. I wanted to make this to wrap around the handle of my purse. I wanted to make something, I should say, and I decided on this. I love this yarn combo. Unfortunately, I don't know if it will ever be in my budget to buy Knitting for Olive merino and soft silk mohair to make a sweater. Like, I would have to like be celebrating like maybe like literally my college graduation. I don't know. But I needed to scratch the itch. I needed to know what it felt like, and unfortunately, I love it. So I made this while I was in France to go on my purse. I need to block it so it like stretches out a bit, but I just found the chart on Pinterest, and then I just did single crochets to like get a triangle edge. I don't love the triangle edge, but I was pretty lazy, so I just did that. And yeah, I really love this. It needs to be blocked, but it's in the color pea shoot. I used a 4mm hook. Nothing crazy. Kept me busy while we were traveling. What also kept me busy while we were traveling is this scrunchie. I used the yarn from my Wicked sweater, and I just double crocheted a tube until I got to a scrunchie. I loved wearing this around my little low bun. I felt like one of those little Guatemalan worry dolls. I think it's Guatemala. I'm pretty sure. I'll insert a picture. I put this on my little bun on Christmas Eve, and it was like the best thing ever. Not in 2025, but I did proceed to make one in Syracuse colors with a different yarn, and I'm equally obsessed. But yeah, it's just good, a nice big bun. I wanted to have a really easy project to travel with, and that's exactly what this was. Two more random things before we go into socks. This little purse I saw on TikTok last year. It was a TikTok of this girl being like something like, oh, we need to be more whimsical. Like I made this bag, this purse to put my daily peach in for work or something like that. Basically, she had a peach every day at work, like with her lunch, and she made a little purse pouch thing to carry the peach in. And I was like, that is so adorable and so hilarious. I love apples, and it was over the summer where I was taking like an apple to work every day for my lunch, and I was like, I need to do this. And so I found some cotton. Wait, no, I have two more things before my socks. Sorry. I had this cotton in stash. It's teal, lily, sugar, and cream, and I made a little purse for an apple. It fits like a Honeycrisp apple like perfectly, and then I didn't have ribbon, but I did have snaps, so I made snaps. And yeah, my apple purse. It was like just kind of silly, kind of funny summer project. I love it so much, and I have it hanging on my wall in between uses. Speaking of summer projects, because I literally almost forgot, I made this bag, which I love. I had seen this style of bag with like just the 3 granny squares for quite some time because it's very popular on Pinterest and stuff. And I knew I had this cotton, these like workhorse cottons. The white was a cone from Walmart, and the teal is lily, sugar, and cream that I got literally years ago. And yeah, I just held them together to make this summery bag. I made a strap that I did increases so that it would like make sense, I guess. I folded over the edges of the triangle because it was just kind of like too tall. But yeah, I used this basically to like go to the pool a couple times. It like weirdly, it like fits a lot. It's quite dense. Like it's 2 strands of like a worsted weight cotton. I think I only used a 6mm hook because I didn't want like stuff to just fall through. So yeah, this fit my towel, a book, sunglasses, my keys, sunscreen, and I think a snack. Like it fit quite a bit. So it's a really great summer bag. I have purses that I love, but sometimes you just want like a different vibe, especially when I end up, because I will at some point in my life end up back near a beach. Perfect beach bag. Yeah. So I made that over the summer. Completely forgot about it. And last thing I made in December, again, right before traveling, but I made a little passport cover. As you can see, they match. My suitcases are green and my school backpack is green. So and that's what I use to travel. So I wanted something that was like matching the vibes of all my luggage. I didn't have just plain green yarn I wanted to use. I have the Wicked yarn, but I didn't want to do that. So I had this yarn. Yeah, it's literally just double crochets, and then I made a little strap, and then I used this really cute button that I got at one of the Joann's closing sales. I have silver and gold star buttons actually, and if I ever make a project like a sweater or something and I need this button, I will take it off and add another one. I'm not attached to this button. I just thought it was cute with this yarn, so that's what I used. But yeah, I made a little passport cover because I now have a passport, which is really strange. Not strange, but like crazy for me because I didn't have one until literally last summer. Finally, we're at the socks that I crocheted. I really made it my mission in 2025. I mean, I started my mission and then kind of like fell off and then kind of came back to it. But I really wanted to learn how to crochet socks because I love sock yarn. I love buying one skein of sock yarn, and I love socks just in general. So crochet socks was something I really wanted to like get a grip on. And for the most part, I think I've made some really great progress. Once I block my most recent socks, we'll see if I've like cracked the code. And there's more patterns and stuff I want to try, but I made 3 pairs of socks in 2025. The first ones that I made, I actually started, I think on my birthday. These are the ribbon socks by Svetlana something. And these are actually kind of small on me. I used a 100% wool yarn that I got at the New York State Fair, sorry. It's CC's wool. I know there's no nylon in it. I don't care. But they are a little small for me. I followed the pattern for my shoe size, and I thought my gauge was like pretty okay, but they're just too small for me. I can still wear them, but they're just like kind of tight. But I love the color, and obviously the ribbon socks look gorgeous. Like this like ridgy, like they're not really ribbed, but they like kind of look like it. They're gorgeous, but yeah, I don't know if you can tell, they look kind of small. Like it's just too small for my feet. So after that, I was like, I don't know about this pattern. Like, I'm gonna just freehand some socks. Fit to my foot like perfect. I wouldn't say they fit perfectly, but they fit all right. I made these socks with Patton's Croy sock in the color like lilac or something. And I kind of used a technique from another sock I had made previously where you like make the toe and then you work the like foot rounds back and forth. But I changed the pattern slightly. It's like, I think it's just double crochet on the bottom, and then there's like, I used the, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, it's this pattern stitch on the front because I thought it would be interesting. And then, yeah, you go back and forth, and then you actually stop going in the round at all, and you work the heel flat, sew the heel together, and then keep going back and forth in the round for the cuff. And then I just did my same old front post, back post for the very like ribbed. A bit better. They're like a little bit loose, so that's something. And I don't love Patton's Croy sock. I realize it's a little scratchy for me because it's not a superwash. It's wool and nylon, but it's not like a superwash wool. So yeah, these were better fit wise, but they're just kind of like meh to me. They're a little, like I said, they're a little bit loose. They're great for like around the house or for like in my snow boots when it's like, if I'm outside, it's very cold. Like these are good. Knitty Natty does this thing called Sock Week where you knit or crochet a sock in a week. Basically, it's like this big make along thing. And I, of course, wanted to participate because I've been watching her for a while. And I made a sock during Sock Week. And then I never made the other one. And then when we went to France, I was like, I need to get a grip and like make this other sock. So I finally made the second sock in December, and now I have the pair, but like, oh my God, it took me 6 months to make the second sock. This is the ribbon sock pattern. Same thing, I just am doing different 2 yarns. But I added width and I added length, so I still need to block them, but I'm hoping that these fit better. And I used Biche and Bouche, something lamb's wool. It's, again, doesn't have nylon in it, but I'm not too worried about sock wear and tear because I have a whole drawer full of socks. As much as I love my crochet ones, I don't wear any of my socks that often. So I'm not worried about wear and tear, but yeah. These are the ones that I finally finished in December. And then, while on the trip in France, I bought sock yarn, finished all the projects I had packed, and then was like, well, I'm just going to start making socks. So I made another ribbon sock. Now, I will say, I have the pair, only one sock was done in 2025. The second one I finished in 2026. But yeah, this is what the ribbon sock pattern looks like with a variegated yarn. So now we have solid 2-color and variegated ribbon socks. And I really love these. I think they look so good. This is my first time using a merino wool instead of just like a regular, like, I guess like rougher wool. It's merino wool and nylon, I believe. And yeah, I really like, I think this also gives like a lot more of the vibe of like a ribbed sock would. I'm really excited to block these and see, hopefully they fit, because now I've made 2 with my size adjustments without having blocked them. But I think they will. Like I said, I tried it on and it was great. And of course, and these, because they're merino, they're softer. So very excited about this. I have another sock yarn from France that's the same type of sock yarn, but it's plain brown, and I think I'm gonna make a different, I'm gonna try a new pattern. But yeah, that's the last sock that I made in 2025. That is everything I made in 2025. If you got around to this end of the video, thank you so much for sticking around. I feel like I've been talking for ages. I have no idea in the edit if this is going to come out as chaotic as I feel right now, because I feel like I've just been yapping for like way too long. So if you made it here to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything I made last year. It was a lot. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be as much this year. I know it for a fact. I got a really busy semester this semester. I've got some like pretty challenging classes. I looked through my syllabus this morning, so I speak with fresh eyes. Like, I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time doing homework this semester, this spring semester. So definitely less crocheting than I have in the past. It's my junior year. So it's my 4th year of, okay, actually, no long story. This is my 4th year of college, but I am still a junior. So that's really great. I love being a transfer student. But yeah, so it's definitely feeling like a junior year. Last semester, I would say I kind of got off easy comparatively to this semester. But yeah, I'm not anticipating a ton of crochet time, because I also like have a job and want to see my friends sometimes, and you know, all that stuff. And then in the fall, I feel like it's 2026 now, and I'm making a 2026 video, so I can say this, and I literally accepted this morning, but I'm moving to New York City with my school. They have a program to do my student teaching there in the fall. So I will be in a different city, and also like technically working, but like it's unpaid, but doing full-time student teaching in classrooms. So it's gonna be a busy year, and I think I'm gonna be crocheting a lot less, which is fine, but I'm telling you guys now, almost 60 items is simply not gonna happen this year. So that all being said, I'm still very excited. As I said kind of earlier, I've still got plans. I have a yarn stash to work through before I move to NYC that I like am not stressed about. Ask me again in June if I'm stressed about it, but right now I'm not stressed about it. But yeah, lots to come, and I'm excited. If you want to see more of me, I have plenty of videos that you can go back and watch, or I will be back here next Sunday at 11, hopefully. I'm really trying to stick to my Sundays at 11, you guys. Also, I just got back from like 2 weeks in France, and I made a vlog about it, and I'm actually pretty happy. I think it really like captures what we did and like what I was doing. It's obviously crochet focused, but like there is bits of like what I saw there and stuff. So if you want to go see what I got up to in France for 2 weeks, go check out my last video. And yeah, let me know what you guys are doing in 2026. I will have a yarn stash planning, all those, that type of video coming out probably next week or the week after. But I want to know now. I need to like get my juices flowing on what we're doing in 2026. I know I have plans and ideas. I need to go through my stash. Yeah, I also have a temperature blanket video that's gonna come up because I'm making another one. I'm making another one for 2026, and I'm very excited about it because I'm gonna do something new, which is always fun. But yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I also have TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest that are always linked below. I sometimes forget to mention them, but they are there. Comment below what you're excited to make in 2026. I have a sweater that I'm like, I think is gonna be like my big one this year. But I want to know what your guys' is. So yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you next time. Bye.